Good morning and welcome to the New Hanover County Schools The Morning Show. I'm Remy Hulin.
And I'm Marley Hughes. This is the week of February 15th through February 21st, and today's show is truly mythic.
That's right. Along with our wonderful features and segments, today we also take a look at Greek mythology, a topic everyone loves.
We'll learn about the god of Greek mythology and close the show with an epic game.
We also have an interesting segment from our friends at the North Carolina Zoo at Asheboro. Host Ron Hackney will answer the tough question we all want to be answered. Is it a penguin or a puffin?
Later in the show, we have our February edition of Snapshots, where we highlight several great stories from across the school system.
But first, let's check in with our news anchor, Louis Behar, for a look at this morning's Your School News headlines. Good morning, Louis.
Good morning, Remy and Marley, and welcome everyone to Your School News here on The Morning Show. Topping the headlines this week, students win honors at Scholastic Art Awards. Middle school students place in American Mathematics competition, and tickets go on sale for the 27th annual Best Foot Forward. Of all those stories and more coming up later in the show.
Thanks, Louis. We get things going today with a staple here on The Morning Show with a segment we call This Week in History. Our Grand Master of Historical Knowledge has all the headlines from past times in This Week in History, brought to you by Kidsville News.
Welcome to This Week in History. I'm your historical host, Jacob Treemstra, covering all the colorful and amazing events that have left their mark on history's timeline. This is the week of February 15th through February 21st. February 15th, 1898. A massive explosion of unknown origin sinks the battleship USS Spain in Cuba's Havana Harbor, killing 260 crew members. One of the first American battleships, the Maine weighed more than 8,000 tons and was built at a cost of more than $2 million. February 16th, 1923. In Thebes, Egypt, English archaeologist Howard Carter enters the sealed burial chamber of the ancient Egyptian ruler Tutankhamun. The tomb was and remains the best preserved royal tomb ever discovered. February 17th, 1972. The Volkswagen Beetle breaks the world car production record held for more than 4 decades by the Ford Motor Company's iconic Model T. February 18th, 1885. Mark Twain publishes his famous and famously controversial novel, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Twain saw Huck's story as a kind of sequel to his earlier book, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. February 19th, 1996. Colorado Avalanche goaltender Patrick Roy earns his 300th win in the National Hockey League. Roy retired from hockey in 2003 with 551 career wins, a record that still stands. Finally, your weekend history tidbits. February 20th, 1792. President George Washington signs legislation renewing the United States Post Office, guaranteeing inexpensive delivery of all newspapers, stipulating the right to privacy, and granting Congress the ability to expand postal service to new areas of the nation. February 21st, 1965. In New York City, Malcolm X, an African-American nationalist and religious leader, is assassinated by rival black Muslims while addressing his organization. That's This Week in History, your ultimate source for those key moments in time. I'm Jacob Treemstra. Thanks for stopping by.
This Week in History is brought to you by Kidsville News, a fun and effective learning resource for children, teachers, and parents. Kidsville News is always free. Copies are delivered every month to every elementary school in the New Hanover County school system.
And join us again next time for another journey through time as we explore the fun, fascinating, entertaining, and educational facts that make up This Week in History.
We have plenty more ahead in the morning show, including Science Nation and our presidential segment, Bell Ringers.
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this short break.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Free throws, slam dunks, and fast breaks. High school basketball season is in full swing. I'm Joe Catanacci. Join me each week for the basketball edition of Sports Roundtable. We feature the area's most in-depth look at all the county's girls and boys varsity basketball action. Each week, you get a first-hand account on the defensive and offensive strategies from the New Hanover County Schools head basketball coaches. The Sports Roundtable, Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. right here on the Learning Network. Sports Roundtable is made possible with the support of Papa John's Pizza, the Wilmington International Airport, Subway, and PortCityDaily.com.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Remy Hulin.
And I'm Marley Hughes, and our show today features Greek mythology.
In Greek mythology, there is no single original text that introduces all of the myths, characters, and stories. Instead, the earliest Greek myths were part of an oral tradition that began in the Bronze Age, and their plots and themes unfolded gradually in the written literature of the Archaic and Classical periods.
Around 700 BC, the poet Hesiod's Theology offered the first written cosmology, or origin story, of Greek mythology. It tells the story of the universe's journey from nothingness to being, and details an elaborate family tree of gods and goddesses who evolved from chaos.
Today, we take a look at the 15 of the major gods in Greek mythology in a special feature.
Zeus was the god of sky and ruler of the Olympian gods. Zeus overthrew his father Kronos. He is lord of the sky and the rain god. His weapon is a thunderbolt which he hurls at those who displease him. He is married to Hera but is famous for his many affairs. He is also known to punish those that lie or break oaths. Zeus, the great presiding deity of the universe, the ruler of heaven and earth, was regarded by Greeks first as the god of all aerial phenomena, secondly, as the personification of the laws of nature, thirdly, as lord of state life, and fourthly, as father of gods and men. Hera is the wife and sister of Zeus. She is the supreme goddess, goddess of marriage and childbirth, and takes care of married women. Hera's marriage was founded in strife with Zeus and continued in strife. Once, when Zeus was being particularly overbearing to the other gods, Hera convinced them to join in a revolt. She was punished by Zeus and swore never to rebel again. However, she regularly intervened against Zeus's plans and was able to outwit him often. Her sacred animals are the cow and the peacock. Poseidon is the god of sea and the protector of all waters. Poseidon is the brother of Zeus. He was widely worshipped by seamen. He married Amphitrite, a granddaughter of the Titan Oceanus. Poseidon created the first horse to impress the goddess Demeter. His weapon is a trident. He can shake the earth and shatter any object with it. He is second only to Zeus in power among the gods. He has a difficult, quarrelsome personality. He was greedy and had a series of disputes with other gods when he tried to take over their cities. Hades is the brother of Zeus. He is the lord of the underworld, ruling over the dead. He is a greedy god who is greatly concerned with increasing his subjects. Those whose calling increase the number of dead are seen favorably by him. He is exceedingly disinclined to allow any of his subjects to leave. He is also the god of wealth due to the precious metals mined from the earth. He has a helmet that makes him invisible. He rarely leaves the underworld. He is unpitying and terrible, but not capricious. He is the king of the dead, but not death itself. Death itself is another god. Aphrodite is the goddess of love, desire, and beauty. In addition to her natural gifts, she has a magical girdle that compels anyone she wishes to desire her. There are two accounts of her birth. One says she is the daughter of Zeus and Dione. The other goes back to when Kronos castrated Uranus and tossed his severe genitals into the sea. Aphrodite then arose from the sea on a giant scallop, and she walked to shore in Cyprus. She is the wife of Hephaestus. The myrtle is her tree, the dove, the swan, and the sparrow are her birds. She represents sex, affection, and the attraction that binds people together. Athena is the Greek Virgin goddess of reason, intelligent activity, arts, and literature. Athena is the daughter of Zeus. She sprang full-grown in armor from his forehead, thus has no mother. She is fierce and brave in battle, but only fights wars to defend the state and the home from outside enemies. She is the goddess of the city, handicrafts, and agriculture. She is the embodiment of wisdom, reason, and purity. She was Zeus's favorite child and was allowed to use his weapons, including his thunderbolt. Her favorite city is Athens, her tree is the olive, and the owl is her bird. Ares is the son of Zeus and Hera. He was disliked by both parents. He is the god of war. He often represents the physical or violent and untamed aspect of war, in contrast to Athena, who represents military strategy and generalship. He is considered murderous and bloodstained, but also a coward. His bird is the vulture. His animal is the dog. Apollo is the son of Zeus and Leto. His twin sister is Artemis. He is the god of music, playing a golden lyre. He is the archer, far shooting with a silver bow, the god of healing, who taught men medicine, the god of light, and the god of truth, who cannot speak a lie. One of Apollo's more important daily tasks is to harness his chariot with 4 horses and drive the sun across the sky. He is famous for his oracle at Delphi. People travel to it from all over the Greek world to divine the future. His tree is the laurel, his bird is the crow, and the dolphin is his animal. Artemis was the goddess of chastity, virginity, the hunt, the moon, and the natural environment. She is the daughter of Zeus and Leto. Her twin brother is Apollo. She is the lady of the wildlings. She is the huntsman of the gods. She is the protector of the young. Like Apollo, she hunts with silver arrows. She is also associated with the moon. She is a virgin goddess and the goddess of chastity. She also presides over childbirth. The cypress is her tree. All wild animals are sacred to her, especially the deer. Hermes is the cleverest of the Olympian gods and the messenger to all the other gods. He is the son of Zeus and Maia. He is Zeus's messenger. He is the fastest of the gods. He wears winged sandals, a winged hat, and carries a magic wand. He is the god of thieves and of commerce. He is a guide for the dead to the underworld. He invented the musical scale, astronomy, weights and measures, boxing, and gymnastics. He cares for the olive trees. Hephaestus is the son of Zeus and Hera. He is the only god to be physically ugly. He is also lame. Accounts as to how he became lame vary. Some say that Hera, upset by having an ugly child, flung him from Mount Olympus into the sea, breaking his legs. Others say that he took Hera's side in an argument with Zeus, and Zeus flung him off Mount Olympus. He is the god of fire and the forge. He is the smith and the armorer of gods. He uses a volcano as his forge. He is the patron god of both smiths and weavers. He is kind and peace-loving. His wife is Aphrodite. Dionysus is the son of Zeus and Semele. He is the only god to have a mortal parent. He was the god of fertility and wine, and later considered a patron of the arts. He invented wine and spread the art of tending grapes. He has a dual nature. On one hand, bringing joy and divine ecstasy. On the other, brutal, unthinking rage, thus reflecting both sides of wine's nature. If he chooses, Dionysus can drive a man mad. Hestia is the sister of Zeus. She is a virgin goddess. She does not have a distinct personality. She plays no part in myths. She is the goddess of the hearth, the symbol of the house around which a newborn child is cared for before it is received into the family. Each city had a public hearth sacred to Hestia, where the fire was never allowed to go out. Of all the Olympians, she is the mildest, most upright, and most charitable. Eros is the son of Aphrodite. He is the god of love, in particular erotic romantic love. He is often represented blindfolded because love is blind. His weapon is darts or arrows. In either case, the tips have been magically treated to produce either uncontrollable love or insurmountable disinterest in the first person seen after being wounded. Demeter is the goddess of corn, grain, and the harvest. It is Demeter that makes the crops grow each year. The first loaf of bread from the harvest is sacrificed to her. She is the goddess of earth, of agriculture, and of fertility in general. Sacred to her are livestock and agricultural products.
There you have an overview of the major gods in Greek mythology.
Later in the show, we'll have an exciting game on Greek mythology.
It's time now for our first block of news. Let's send it over to Louis Behar, who has several great stories to report. Good morning, Louis.
Good morning, and welcome to Your School News on the Morning Show. I'm Louis Behar. Recently, the Eastern Central North Carolina Regional Competition for the Scholastic Art Awards was held on the campus of Barton College in Wilson, North Carolina. The Scholastic Art Awards have celebrated 84 years as a unique presence in our nation's classrooms by identifying and documenting outstanding achievements of young artists. New Hanover County Schools competed against many prestigious schools and school systems from across the state. With a complete report on the winners is YSN reporter Marley Hughes.
The visual arts departments of Ashley and Hoggard High Schools received over 90 regional Scholastic Art Awards in the 2016 Scholastic Art Competition, the gala exhibition of their work this month at Barton College. Award winners from Ashley High School are Zoe Baston, Ariana Burnett Demers, Alana Brantley, Katrina Brittingham, Sophia Copeman, Brittany Doyle, Madison Hardy, Sarah Jackson, Julia Koff, Joseph Miller, Sydney Parker, Maxwell Reichbox, Taylor Sexton, Haewang Song, Caroline Stewart, Natalie Wagner, Adele Williams, and Lindsay Williams. Ashley's art teachers are Angela Hewitt and Joseph Cunlife. From Hoggard High School, Scholastic's art winners are Hannah Blank, Max Brinker, and Maddie Schneider. Their art teacher is Ann Sinclair. The Scholastic Art and Writing Awards is this nation's most prestigious recognition program for artists and writers. Since 1979, Barton College has hosted the awards for the largest regional district in the state, currently with 62 counties from the Winston-Salem to the coast. The college is fortunate to be associated with the Wilson Daily Times, which provides financial support for the Scholastic Art Awards program. The awards provide the opportunity for teenagers to have their work exhibited in prestigious galleries. Barton College, as a regional affiliate, hosts the work of Eastern North Carolina award winners each year. The works of 300 artists who earn gold medals and American Visions medals are included in the national exhibition to be held in New York City. Reporting for Your School News, this is Marley Hughes.
New Hanover County Middle School students recently participated in the Mathematical Association of the American Mathematics Competition. The following students were at the top scorers at their schools. Additionally, 3 students were ranked in the top 5% of all students taking the test. Ian Lawton from Holly Shelter, Timothy Parker from Murray Middle, Andrew Biggs and Chloe Bull from Trask, Daniel Chang from Rolling Rice, and Jacob Bashan and Tab Taylor from Noble. The American Mathematics Competition is dedicated to strengthening the mathematical capabilities of our nation's youth. Middle school students across the district recently participated in the AMC8, which is a 25-question multiple-choice contest. The materials covered in the middle school mathematics curriculum. Topics include probability, estimation, percentages, spatial visualization, everyday applications, and reading and interpreting math graphs. In other math news, College Park Elementary students put their math skills to the test and went head-to-head to solve MathMax to qualify for their school's annual Math Bee. The top math students from kindergarten through 5th grade were shown a variety of math problems from addition, subtraction, fractions, word problems, and more. Each student had to buzz in when they got the right answer. The students went through several elimination rounds, including 3 rounds of basic math facts and 2 rounds of advanced problems of mental math, during which the problems were still presented in flashcard form, but were more difficult problems beyond basic math facts. The students were whittled down to the final winners. Those students were Sam Friend, Landon DeTore, Alona Morel, Colin Carter, Noah Cannon, and Natalie Burton. The Super Six got the round of applause from their fellow classmates and certificate of achievement for their outstanding effort. During each round of the competition, fellow classmates in the audience also competed doing the math themselves at the table in groups. 2 teachers served as judges had the final say as to whether the answers were correct. It was fun and exciting math day for everyone at College Park. For all the latest on New Hanover County Schools, join us weekdays at 5:30 p.m. here on Time Warner Cable Channel 5 and Charter Cable Channel 191. For your school news, a complete half-hour report on all the latest news and information from New Hanover County Schools. Now back to our host.
Thanks, Lewis. In addition to watching your school news and the morning show, you can see many of NHCS TV's programming online.
Just go to the school system's website at www.nhcs.net and click on the NHCS TV logo right there on the front page.
You can watch great programs there like the Sports Roundtable, the Forum, and Up Front with the Superintendent.
It's an excellent way to watch our programming whenever you want.
Shifting gears now, we have everyone's favorite segment from the North Carolina Zoo at Asheboro. The Zoo Files tells us about all the different animals, exhibits, and happenings at the zoo.
It's a case of mistaken identity for some of the critters at the North Carolina Zoo. Rod Hackney tells us about the confusion between puffins and penguins in today's Zoo Files.
The RJR Nabisco Rocky Coast Complex here at the North Carolina Zoo exhibits a variety of animals from those cold Arctic climates of the Pacific Northwest. That includes 3 Alaskan seabird species found at few U.S. zoos: Atlantic puffins, parakeet auklets, and thick-billed murres. Keepers here at the Rocky Coast are often surprised by the number of visitors who think they're viewing penguins instead of their black-tide cousins from the opposite end of the globe. Zookeeper Nicole Pipo breaks down the differences.
Guests often confuse our birds with penguins. It happens every day. They'll come in and automatically, because of the smell in the atmosphere and the cold temperatures, they'll automatically think that our birds are penguins. A puffin is a type of seabird that's only found in the northern hemisphere of the world. Here at the North Carolina Zoo, we house horned puffins, which are typically found off the coast of the northern Pacific Ocean, specifically in Alaska, Washington, Russia, and British Columbia. Penguin is a type of seabird that's only found in the southern hemisphere of the world. A lot of our visitors confuse our puffins with penguins due to some very basic characteristics. They both share the same or a similar black and white color pattern. They also both spend a good deal of their time out in the open ocean, and they can dive to great depths underwater using their wings to propel them through the water. Puffins can both swim and fly. Penguins can swim but don't fly. We are one of only 5 facilities in North America that houses horned puffins, and we're home to 30 of the 78 individuals in captivity. The North Carolina Zoo chose to house puffins because all of the animals in this particular area are from the Pacific Northwest, and it fits in well with the theme of the Rocky Coast area.
The puffin versus penguin identity battle will no doubt continue here at the zoo's Alaskan Seabird exhibit for years to come. But if you'd like to learn more, you can check out our website at nczoo.org. Reporting for the Zoo Files, I'm Rod Hackney, connecting your life to wildlife.
The North Carolina Zoo near Asheboro is open year-round. For information, call 1-800-488-0444 or visit the zoo website at www.nczoo.org.
That was another first-rate edition of the Zoo Files. Thank you, Rod Hackney.
From zoo news to science news, we are thrilled to bring you the National Science Foundation's online magazine, Science Nation.
In this feature, they examine the breakthroughs and the possibilities for new discoveries about our planet, our universe, and ourselves.
Each week, Science Nation takes a dynamic, entertaining look at the research and the researchers that will change our lives.
Babies know when their diaper is clean or dirty, or when their tummy is empty or full. Just ask any sleep-deprived parent. But can babies tell when someone is acting good or bad?
Babies are oriented towards pro-social individuals. They prefer interacting with a pro-social individual over an antisocial individual.
Psychologist Karen Wynn runs the Yale Infant Cognition Lab. With help from the National Science Foundation, she's studying the roots of morality.
Want to come see some toys?
This experiment demonstrates how 19-month-old Sarah can distinguish a good puppet from a bad one.
We have a puppet who's trying to open a box. He sees a nice toy inside of it, and it's a plexiglass, box that he's just trying to open. He can't lift that lid. Then another puppet comes along and helps him open the lid so that he can get to the toy inside. So that's the helpful puppet. Next, he's again trying to open up the box, and a different puppet comes along and jumps on top of the box lid, slamming it shut and dashing his hopes of getting in there.
Sarah watches the show several times. Afterwards, she'll have to choose which puppet to take a treat away from and to give to a new stuffed animal.
Toddlers are pretty clear in their choice. They will take the treat from the cad who was rude enough to slam the lid shut on the puppet.
That one, good job!
Addison is just 3 months old. In another experiment, she watches Stripe Puppet play ball with Green Shirt Puppet. When they're done, Green Shirt returns the ball. But when Stripe Puppet plays with Red Shirt, Red just takes the ball. After the show, Addison spends more time paying attention to the good puppet.
We weren't necessarily expecting to find as strong of responses as we have found at such young ages.
Wynn says there are benefits to understanding moral development.
Maybe we'll gain a better understanding of sociopathy or psychopathy. The more we understand about normal development, the better position we are to address problems where it goes awry.
Understanding the human mind, one baby step at a time. For Science Nation, I'm Miles O'Brien.
That was another interesting segment from Science Nation. Tune in next week for another all-new edition.
Now as we head to break, we have the word of the week. Each week we highlight an advanced English word, so when you use them in a sentence, you can impress your friends and family.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I want to see the world.
When you pick up a book, I used to read every night to all the younger kids, and let your imagination break free, you won't believe how much fun it can be.
Let down your house!
Experience a world of adventure, excitement, and endless possibilities. Get tangled up in a good book. Explore new worlds. Read. Visit read.gov today.
Listen to me. I am captain of the track team. And if I'm late,
She doesn't really think she's going to get out of here, does she?
be nice. She's new. Hello, is anyone there? Ugh!
Wow. Even from our standards, you look awful.
Oh, sweetie, what happened? Me? My friend Becky got to talk to this super cute boy, and I tried to act like I wasn't jealous, but I so totally was. And then out of nowhere, this concrete barrier just popped up. Maybe it was a semi. You mean you were driving? Yeah. I mean, I know the whole eyes on the road thing, but this was a super important text. Maybe you have to know, Becky.
Texting? Great.
But it was only like 5 seconds, and I'm a really, really fast texter, so it wasn't even a big deal. Actually, has she texted me back yet? Wow, I get like no bars in this place. I wonder if they have Wi-Fi here.
Indiana's Booth Tarkington looked at life in a different way. Tarkington's Willie Baxter is amusing as he woos Lola Pratt in 17. In his more serious works, The Turmoil and The Magnificent Ambersons, Tarkington showed the effect of industrial growth on residents of quiet, pleasant cities. This background in literature has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools.
Welcome back to the morning show. At the beginning of each month, the New Hanover County Board of Education holds their monthly meeting at the Board of Education Center on South 13th Street. And HCS TV is on hand each of these meetings, and we bring you a full recap on what happened and what was approved in our Board of Notes report.
The Board of Education meeting for February featured one of the shortest agendas the board has been presented with in a number of years. Let's get right to the board notes. The board recognized the Snipes dribbling all-star team and their coach David Rutledge. The team had been in existence for 2 years. Over 40 students have participated and have had the opportunity to perform at a variety of venues. Kristen Brogdon and Frida Rees, representatives from UNCW, gave a brief presentation regarding the new partnership between New Hanover County Schools, UNCW, and the Kennedy Center. The partnership will enrich art education in the school system. Board member Edward B. Higgins gave a report on the Head Start program. Under old business, the 2015 Facility Needs Survey results were approved. Then under new business, 5 items presented by the Operations Department were approved. They were the utility easement agreement with Cape Fear Public Utility Authority for John T. Hoggard High School, the 3-party right-of-way encroachment agreement for utility improvements at John T. Hoggard High School, the designer selection for Brogdon Hall HVAC renovations, the design consultant agreement for Brogdon Hall HVAC renovations, and the owner-preferred brand alternates for the 2014 bond and current capital construction projects. Also approved under new business was the legal settlement for a citation issued by the Department of Labor. The next regular Board of Education meeting will be Tuesday, March 1st, 2016 at 5:30 p.m. at the Board of Education Center, 1805 South 13th Street. As always, if you cannot attend the meeting in person, you can watch the rebroadcast Tuesday nights at 6, Wednesday nights at 8, Friday mornings at 8, and Sundays at 1. Board meetings can also be watched online at www.nhcs.net. That's your board notes for February. Back to you.
Thanks for that report.
Remember, you could watch the entire board meeting right here on the Learning Network.
All right, it's time now for this week's lunch menu. This is the menu for Monday, February 15th through Monday, February 22nd.
On Monday, February 15th, start the week off grand by enjoying chicken and cheese pasta with breadstick, French bread pizza, or deluxe chicken sandwich. In addition, garden peas, glazed sweet potatoes, and mixed fruit will be served.
Then, on Tuesday, February 16th, treat yourself to spaghetti and meatballs with the breadstick, barbecue chicken with a biscuit, or nachos grande with a cornbread muffin. Add a side of lima beans, a fresh veggie cup, and fresh fruit to your plate.
On Wednesday, February 17th, a Philly cheesesteak, cheesy breadsticks, and pork barbecue sandwich will be headlining your lunch menu. While you're in the lunch line, be sure to add pleasing pasta salad, North Carolina sweet potato, and delicious diced peaches.
On Thursday, February 18th, embark on a delicious journey by treating yourself at lunch with a BLT sandwich with cheese cubes, macaroni and cheese with a roll, or a cheeseburger. And on your way to the table, be sure to pick up vegetable soup, fantastic French fries, and fresh fruit.
Then, on Friday, February 19th, fill your belly with a beef enchilada with Spanish rice, chicken egg rolls with fried rice, or corn dog nuggets. Stay healthy by piling on oriental vegetables and raisins, which are sour raisins. Oh.
Finally, on Monday, February 22nd, make haste to the lunch line for chicken nuggets with rice and gravy, a fish fillet sandwich, or a hot dog with chili. Don't forget to add macaroni salad, sweet potato waffle fries, and diced pears to your plate to make a fantastic meal.
And there you have the lunch menu for this week. In addition to those items, milk, a garden salad, French bread pizza, and a peanut butter and jelly combo will be available daily.
So many delicious choices. Don't forget you can also start your day off with a healthy and hearty breakfast at school. Bell Ringers is our next segment this morning, and it's from the C-SPAN classroom. This series features a biography of each of our country's presidents. Beginning with our first show of the school year, we started with our first president, George Washington. Each week we feature the next president until we've covered them all and bring the series to a close next summer. Enjoy learning about the people who have led our country in this riveting series. Here's this week's episode of Bell Ringers.
He was an honest man in an age of opportunism, a county sheriff turned mayor who built a career on battling corruption. As governor of New York and later as president, he took on political graft and frowned on party favoritism and government waste. Such reform required a firm hand, and his enemies often called him cold and short-tempered. His supporters, however, called him Grover the Good.
I ought to have a monument over me when I die. Not for anything I have ever done, but for the foolishness I have put a stop to.
Grover Cleveland looked the part of reformer. At 280 pounds, he stood nearly 6 feet tall, with a neck so thick, some joked he could remove his shirt without unbuttoning the collar. he also acted the part, backing up his good intentions with hard work. As president, he was regularly at his desk past 2 in the morning. Working hard came naturally to Cleveland. As a young man growing up in New York State, he had taken odd jobs along the Erie Canal to make extra money. When he was 16, the death of his father forced him to put aside his dreams of college and go to work to support his widowed mother and younger siblings. He eventually settled in Buffalo, where an uncle arranged for him to clerk in a local law office. Soon thereafter, at age 22, Cleveland joined the bar. After a turn as an assistant district attorney, he served as Erie County Sheriff, making a name for himself as an incorruptible enforcer of the law. Later, he became mayor of Buffalo, and a year after that, New York governor, adopting the slogan, "Public office is a public trust." It was a credo that appealed to the Democratic Party, which nominated him to the presidency in 1884. The party hoped that Cleveland's upright reputation would help him trounce his opponent, James Blaine. But in midsummer, a Buffalo newspaper unearthed evidence that Cleveland had fathered an illegitimate son in Buffalo. When campaign managers asked how to counter the rumor, Cleveland, who had assumed financial responsibility for the child, replied in a telegram, "Tell the truth." The tactic worked, and later that year, he and running mate Thomas Hendricks became the first Democrat since the Civil War to win the White House. He took office a typical bachelor, fond of fishing and poker, cigars and bourbon. All that changed, however, on June 2nd, 1886, when at age 49, he married 21-year-old Frances Folsom, a good friend's daughter whom he had known as a baby. He called her Frank. As a child, she'd called him Uncle Cleve, and theirs was the only presidential wedding ever held in the White House. Together, they had 5 children. Mrs. Cleveland was a fun-loving first lady who enjoyed her post and wasn't ready to give it up when Cleveland lost the presidency to Benjamin Harrison 2 years later in 1888. On Harrison's inauguration day, she remarked to a servant,
"Now I want you to take good care of all the furniture and ornaments in the house, for I want to find everything just as it is now. We are coming back just 4 years from today."
As it turned out, she was right. Cleveland won the election of 1892, becoming the only president to serve 2 non-consecutive terms. But his second term was a difficult one, marked by a national depression that spelled hardship for many. Criticized for his conservative economic policies, he lost many of his early supporters and left office highly unpopular. Feeling misunderstood, Cleveland retired to New Jersey, where he lectured at Princeton University and later joined its Board of Trustees. In 1904, he was devastated when his eldest daughter, Ruth, known as Baby Ruth in the press, died at age 12 of diphtheria. 4 years later, when he was 71, Cleveland himself became ill, and by June of 1908 was near death. His wife was at his bedside later that month when he died, not long after speaking his final words, "I've tried so hard to do right."
As we head into break, we continue our focus on our wonderful country with challenging series of bumpers.
The United States has a rich, interesting history and a unique system of government. Knowing about our country is a very important part of being a good citizen.
Take our quick civics quiz and see what you know, or perhaps it will help you learn more about U.S. history and government.
Prescription drugs, when someone abuses a doctor's prescribed medication.
Stimulants.
Opioids. Depressants. Because of drug abuse, more than 800,000 people have died, and more than 1,000 people have died in North Carolina.
Seizures. rapid heartbeat,
breathing problems, paranoid, slurred speech.
All it takes is one pill.
So is it worth it? Don't do it.
don't do it.
Go to www.ncdoj.gov to learn more.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Marley Hughes, and my co-host is Remy Hulin, and we have our February segment of Snapshots.
In Snapshots, we take quick looks at some of the positive things going around in our school system. From fun projects to school-wide events to guest speakers and fabulous field trips, there are so many great things for our schools to celebrate.
It's Tessellation Nation at Isaac Bear. Math teachers Taylor Spear and Bailey Hall used tessellations as a hands-on project to teach geometric transformations. A tessellation is the tiling of a plane using geometric shapes with no overlaps and no gaps. One student decorated a cake with her tessellation.
First and second graders across the school system were able to visit Thalian Hall to see a children's musical, A Bug's Life. One class stopped for a picture with the cricket. The trip was made possible with the help of Thalian Hall and Junior League of Wilmington.
At Williams Elementary, members of the Downtown Rotary helped catalog the newest additions to the Media Center's collection. Bilingual books were funded through a grant written by the Rotary on behalf of the school. The Rotary has partnered with Williams for over 3 years, providing both human and financial resources to enhance literacy in the school community.
Cape Fear Museum outreach came to Sunset Park Elementary for the Weather Wonders program. Second grade students participated in several hands-on activities to extend their understanding of weather. It was a day of fun and exciting experimentation.
Music rang through the halls at Carolina Beach Elementary as the second grade students in Miss Baltazar's class played instruments they created from household items. It was part of their science unit as they learned about pitch and volume.
Mrs. Lampkins and her Future Business Leaders of America students at Hoggard High School recently took a field trip to Washington, D.C. While there, they visited the Science Museum and the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial.
That was this month's Snapshots, a look at just a few of the many positive happenings in our school system.
Now it's time for more of your school news, so let's send it back over to our news anchor, Louis Behar.
Thank you, Remy and Marley, and welcome everyone to your school news here on the morning show. The mission of North Carolina Music Educators Association is to promote music as a fundamental component of education and to provide opportunities for lifelong learning. This year, as part of the mission, the association held auditions for the Regional Symphony, and 20 New Hanover County school students were selected to participate. With a complete report is Victoria Chang.
Orchestra students from Ashley, Hoggard, Isaac Bear, Laney, and New Hanover High Schools traveled to Cape Fear High School in Fayetteville and auditioned for the North Carolina Music Educators Association Eastern Region Orchestra. They were joined by over 300 other student musicians who came from across the eastern half of the state. 20 New Hanover County School students were selected to participate in this prestigious symphony orchestra. From Ashley, Noah Marney, John Reyna, Kaylee Strickland, Madhavi Trika. Students from Hoggard that will be in this year's Eastern District Symphony Orchestra are Tyler Reed, Maddie Stoll, and Dylan Vitt. From Laney, Melanie Sue earned a position in the Symphony Orchestra. New Hanover County School students at this year's audition are earned positions in the string orchestra. Those students from Hoggard are Camden Stoll, Olivia Kingman, Sarah Kingman, and Julia Godwin. Earned positions in the string orchestra from Laney are Marissa Moore, Carly Gerdes, Joshua Controlis, and Tim Mills. 2 Ashley High and Isaac Bear early college students also earned positions in the string orchestra. They are Alvian Young, Anthony Williams, CJ Tyson, and Nash Best. This month, these students will travel to the North Carolina School of Science and Math to rehearse. The orchestras will present their performance in the school's auditorium at 3 p.m. on February 21st. Reporting for Your School News, this is Victoria Chang.
Looking for a unique school experience for your elementary or middle school student? Have unanswered questions about the new language immersion program? Then save the date, Tuesday, February 23rd, because New Hanover County Schools will host a Magnet and Choice Schools Fair at the Board of Education Center located at 1805 South 13th Street from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Featured schools at the fair will not only include Gregory, but Coddington, Freeman, Snipes, and Virgo Preparatory Academy. A second Magnet and Choice Schools Fair will be held on Thursday, February 25th at Eaton Elementary, also from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Featured schools include Eaton, Freeman, Gregory, Snipes, and Virgo Preparatory Academy. Staffs from each school and other school system staff will be available to greet parents, answer questions, and provide detailed information about the programs and how to register your student. All parents living in New Hanover County are welcome to attend these events. There is no cost to attend. New Hanover County Schools have announced the 27th annual edition of Best Foot Forward, Friday, March 11th at 7:30 p.m. in New Hanover High School's Brogdon Hall. Best Foot Forward features performances integrating special effects and uplifting music from pre-kindergarten, elementary, middle, and high schools. Doors for the evening will open at 6:30. A visual arts exhibit highlighting works from students in all grade levels will be displayed in the lobby of Brogdon Hall. General admission tickets for the show are $10 each and are available for the purchase through all participating schools. Tickets can also be purchased anytime online until 4:00 p.m. on March 10th or at the NHCS Administration Building located at 6410 Carolina Beach Road, beginning Friday, February 27th. DVDs of the show can be pre-ordered through the school, online through the Public Relations Department, or on the night of the performance. That's all for now. To watch this week's edition of Your School News online, visit the school system website at www.nhcs.net and click on the NHCS TV logo on the homepage. Now back over to Remy and Marley.
Thanks, Lewis. Now to end today's show, we have an exciting morning show game titled The Achilles Challenge.
It sounds like a tough one.
It probably is. Let's send it back over to Lewis, who will explain the rules. Welcome back, Lewis.
Thank you. I do indeed have the rules. Each of you will get 5 questions about Greek mythology to answer. For every answer you get right, you will receive one arrow on screen. Then on round 2 of the contest, you will attempt to shoot the arrow into Achilles' heel. You will get 1 attempt for each arrow you earn in round 1. The first person to hit the heel wins. If no one hits the heel, the closest shot will count. Okay, contestants, are you ready? Since each get the same number of questions, we'll start with Remy. You can track your score on the board that you can see on the screen. Okay, Remy?
Okay.
You ready?
Yes, always.
All right, so question 1. Who was the leader of the Greek gods? A, Zeus, B, Hera, C, Apollo, or D, Hades?
That sounds easy. Let's go with Zeus.
Zeus? That is correct.
He's the king.
All right, yeah. Marley. Number 2. What powerful god lived in the underworld rather than on Mount Olympus? A, Athena, B, Demeter, C, Hades, or D, Poseidon?
Hades.
That's correct.
Thanks, Disney.
All right, Remy, number 3. Who was the patron god of theater and art? A, Dionysus, B, Demeter, C, Artemis, or D, Hera?
Ooh, say the first 2 again.
The first one was Dionysus, or B was Demeter?
I don't know. Let's go with the first one.
The first one is correct.
Yes! I knew it. Yes!
All right, Marley. Number 4. Which description below best describes the god of Poseidon? A, god of archery and music. B, god of commerce and thieves. C, God of War, or D, God of Ocean and Horses?
D, God of Ocean and Horses.
And that is correct.
He was a mad ocean man.
Aquaman.
All right, Remy. What famous structure in Greek mythology was built by a man named Ippius? A, the Parthenon, B, the Trojan horse, C, the great bow, or D, the labyrinth?
I don't know. It's not the labyrinth. It's not the Trojan horse. What were the other two?
The Parthenon or the great bow?
Let's go with the Parthenon.
That's incorrect. It's actually B, the Trojan horse.
What? I was thinking Odysseus or something. I don't know. What? No.
All right. Marley, number 6. The myths served many functions for the Greeks. Which of the following purposes did they not serve? A, literature, function as entertaining and pure fantasy. B, science, explain the mechanics of the physical world. C, prophecy, showing off how the world will end. Or D, religion, explaining the role of gods and morality in everyday life.
I'm going to say science.
It's actually incorrect. It's C, prophecy, showing how the world will end. Okay, Remy, number 7. Yes. Which of the following does Hercules not accomplish? A, killing the Nemean lion. B, saving Theseus from Hades. C, killing the Chaldean boar. Or D, cleaning Augean stables.
This didn't happen in the movie. Wait, what was the last one? Cleaning stables?
Yeah, cleaning stables.
I don't know if that's it. What was the first one?
Killing the Nemean lion.
Please repeat the other two for me that I didn't ask for.
Saving Theseus from Hades or killing the Chaldean boar.
I'll go with killing the Chaldean boar.
That's actually correct.
Yes! I want to shoot that Achilles heel.
All right, Marley. What mythological beast has the head of a man, the body of a lion, and the tail and feet of a dragon? A, manticore. B, the minotaur. C, a centaur. Or D, the chimera?
The chimera.
That's incorrect.
Oh.
I'm sorry. It's A, the manticore.
Oh. I was going to say chimera too.
Remy, number 9. In Greek mythology, who was the queen of the underworld and wife of Hades? A, Hera. B, Athena. C, Aphrodite. Or D, Persephone?
I think it's Persephone.
Persephone. Yeah, that is.
It is Persephone.
I'm sorry.
Right to him on the pronunciation too.
I actually knew that one.
All right, Marley, and the final question. Who is Charon? A, goddess.
Who?
Charon.
Charon?
Charon.
All right.
A, god of sleep. B, ferryman of the underworld. C, guardian of the seas. Or D, father of Gaia and Uranus. I'm sorry.
I'm going to say the last one, just because.
It's the ferryman of the underworld.
The god of sleep, you said?
God of sleep.
That's me.
No. All right. Okay, that is all the questions we have. Remy has earned 4 arrows and Marley has earned 2 arrows. We're going to take a quick break while we set up for the round 2. We'll be right back.
Everything moves fast in racing. But when we're thirsty and in a hurry, we don't cut corners on refueling. I'm Casey Kane, asking you to make healthy decisions. Pass on the sugary stuff. Refuel with water instead. You've got a choice. Rethink your drink. Eat smart, move more. North Carolina.
What state am I?
The Great Basin and Colorado Plateau lie here. One of the natural wonders of the world lies in my state. My nickname is the Beehive State. Do you know who I am? If you guessed Utah, you're right. I received statehood in 1896.
This United States factoid has been brought to you by New Hanover County Schools on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear.
Welcome back to the morning show. I'm Louis Behar, and joining me are Remy Hulin and Marley Hughes. After round 1 of our game, Remy earned 4 attempts and Marley earned 2. Remy, you won the most attempts, so we'll let you go first, and we will rotate from there. Good luck.
Cool. Here's a good question. How do I shoot them? Oh, wait, there.
Whatever is best for you, however you want to make.
I see. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, so I shoot there. Wait, I see. Okay. This is going to take me a long time. Stop laughing. Oh,
Ooh.
darn. Okay. Well, I'll go again, because it's my turn. You better stick this time. This form. Oh, that was a toe. I'm mad. Now I'm mad. I'm mad. Okay. Okay, I gotta do this, like, without looking. Stick. Or not. Okay, this is the final countdown. Yes. Okay, here we go. Put a cheek. Wow, let's
Ooh.
go.
All right.
All right.
All right, Marley, you have 2 attempts.
I am ashamed. Go, Marley.
Which way is it?
Whatever you think will work the best.
Put it on the end, and yes. Wow, that is so much easier than I did. This is like literally they don't stick. Well, we all know who got closer.
All right. I guess. All right, our winners is nobody. No one hit the Achilles heel.
I did, but it didn't.
No, it has to stick. Well, that does it for this edition of the morning show. Remember, for the best TV of all, each and every day, keep it tuned right here on New Hanover County Schools Television on the Learning Network of the Cape Fear. Have a